Good, happy Thursday evening, March 5th, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Thursday evening, so let's begin. First up, 1 month old among 8 injured in Ossipee fire. Crews fight fire at apartment building on Route 16. Take a look at this photo from the scene. As you can see, a fire at apartment building in Ossipee. At least 8 people, including 1-month-old child, were injured Thursday in a fire at an apartment building in Ossipee. 5 people jumped or were thrown from the building in the area of 455 Route 16, fire officials said. The exact of injuries was unclear, but officials said one person was flown to Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center and another was flown to a hospital in Boston. There were no reports of any deaths, but fire officials said they are still assessing who was inside the building when the fire broke out just after noon. Route 16 was closed near the scene of the fire. This is breaking news story and will be updated as more information comes into our newsroom. Shaheen Hassan among 96 senators voting in favor of $8.3 billion coronavirus response package. Students at Dartmouth College monitored after possible COVID-19 exposure. Students at Tuck School of Business has flu-like symptoms, school officials say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
At Dartmouth College, 4 students at the Geisel School of Medicine are now being monitored for the coronavirus. The students came in close contact with the second person who tested positive earlier this week. In a statement, the co-chairs of the Dartmouth COVID-19 Task Force said in part, the Geisel students have been self-quarantined, and Dartmouth is working with the impacted students to find suitable housing accommodations. Concerns about the spread of the virus are prompting other changes as well. Dartmouth canceling all of its student international program as of yesterday. That includes things like spring break programs, field-based research, and internships. The school is also discouraging any members of the community from leaving the country. The ripple effects of the virus are spreading beyond the college as towns in the Upper Valley gathered in Lebanon to make sure they're ready to respond in case there is an outbreak of the virus. Across the state, people are taking precautions, the latest in Rochester. Currently, there are no cases of the virus confirmed in either Rochester or Stratford County. However, a principal at one of the Rochester schools recently traveled to Italy and has volunteered to work from home. The superintendent says the principal is not exhibiting any symptoms, but is staying home out of an abundance of caution. Now, regarding the coronavirus, Governor Sununu is calling upon the Senate to follow the House's lead and approve that multi-billion-dollar bill to help New Hampshire and other states deal with costs. In the studio, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Sorry about that, everyone. Longtime state lawmakers says she's self-quarantined after returning from Italy. Rep. Judith Spang says she has no symptoms of coronavirus, but is following State House nursing instructions and CDC guidelines. Let's take a listen to the video from WR News 9.
We have less than 100 dairy farms left in New Hampshire. Tell your grocer today to carry milk with New Hampshire's own logo.
You can't get any more local than buying it from the farmer.
Please help save our farms.
She said that she had heard that I had been to Italy, and there were some people who thought that they had heard me coughing, which wasn't true. But at that point, it didn't matter whether or not I had any symptoms because they had just shut down anybody who was coming from Italy. Yeah, it was a very difficult decision. I really felt like I should be in the legislature. We really wanted to go on this ski trip. And there was nothing compelling to make me think that it was going to be irresponsible for me not to quarantine. It made it a difficult decision, but then in the end, you think about, the downside. And I think that there will be a lot of people who will be in a similar situation. And it's up to each of them, but I think we all have to think about the consequences. If we become the one who begins to spread the virus, and that would be difficult to live with, I hope.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Police off-duty officer rescues driver trapped on snowmobile trail in Franconia. Driver says she was trapped for hours, police say. Let's take a listen to that video from WR News 9.
When you move homes, you move more than just yourself. That's why Xfinity has an easy-to-use online experience to get your TV and internet up and running in a matter of minutes.
Awesome.
Simple, easy, awesome. Click, call, or visit a store today to get started.
Overnight, a woman is recovering after she claims that she was trapped in her car for hours following a crash. It happened near the Governor Gallen Memorial Bridge on the north end of Franconia Notch. Police say an off-duty Lincoln police officer spotted headlights coming from a snowmobile trail and stopped to investigate. She was taken to the hospital but did not suffer any serious injuries. No word on how she ended up on the snowmobile trail in the first place.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Thursday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you for this Thursday evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the red and went down. Your Nasdaq closed in the red and went down. S&P 500 closed in the red and went down. Gold closed in the green and went up. Oil closed in the red and went down. U.S. 10-year closed flat. Euro/USD closed in the red and went down. And VX closed in the green and went up. Dow tanks more than 950 points as Wall Street's roller coaster week continues. Stocks plummeted Thursday, easing most of the steep gains in the previous session as markets remained highly volatile in the face of the fast-spreading coronavirus. Elizabeth Warren, ending 2020 presidential campaign, says she will not be endorsing a candidate today. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. Good night and bye, everyone.